So Tyson Fury calls out Anthony Joshua. Of course, it's a fight that should have happened 10 years ago. And honestly, we all know Tyson Fury, his legacy and his overall boxing skills at one time. Even now, he has more skills than Anthony Joshua. But at this point in his career, he doesn't have the reflexes to get in there with a power puncher like Joshua and not get knocked down 3 or 4 times, maybe stop. We saw what Francis Ngannou did to him. Even Deontay Wilder and Joshua, he's wild like Wilder, but he has a little bit more structure. But even Deontay Wilder was able to drop Fury in 2 of their 3 major bouts. Francis Ngannou beat Fury, but they didn't want to give him the win because it was embarrassing for boxing to have an MMA fighter beat a world champion boxer. So Tyson Fury, his style, fighting with his hands down, relying a lot on his weight, that's not going to work against Joshua. Especially now that Tyson's older, the reflexes aren't what they used to be. I see him, with his Humpty Dumpty looking self falling off a wall, and it's just going to be egg on the floor. I think that he's definitely not in any position to fight Anthony Joshua and to beat him. Usyk will have a better chance of fighting Joshua again and beating him because Usyk still got some pep in his step and he has better fundamentals than Fury. Fury, kind of like Ali, he has a style where he needs those reflexes because he's fighting with his hands down. He's pulling back with his hands down. So as you hit 40 years old, you can't really fight like that no more. And Joshua, we know that man got crazy power. Crazy power. That's if he doesn't have anything else. And he's actually training with Usyk. Maybe he's going to come with a little bit more skill than usual. He's never going to be on the skill level of Tyson Fury, but all he needs is a little bit of skill and that power. I also think Joshua's younger, if I'm not mistaken. So it's just a bad fight for Fury. But Fury, I think he's addicted to fame. He doesn't want to hang up the gloves, even though the fights against Usyk should have showed him, like, man, it's over. Wilder took a lot out of you, and Ngannou took a lot out of you. I don't know why you want to stick around. And if you are going to stick around, fight some easy fights, make some easy money. Anthony Joshua is not an easy fight, but it just shows you the self-belief that Tyson Fury has always exhibited his entire career. You can't tell him that he's not the best. After the Usyk fight, he said they robbed him. Like, he has a winner's mentality. You can't take it away from him, but this is just a dangerous fight for him. I don't see how he wins. And I would much rather see Wilder and Joshua fight because that fight could go either way. But a fight between Fury and Joshua, there's only one way it can go, and that's Fury on the canvas. At this point in his career, he doesn't have enough to beat Joshua. Now, 5-10 years ago when he should have fought, I would have picked Fury to win because he had the reflexes. He also had the experience, and he also had a deeper bag. Actually knows how to work behind a jab, knows when to clinch, when to hold, knows little dirty tactics on the inside, And, he knows how to manipulate the gloves too because it was some funky stuff going on with Tyson Fury's gloves at different times throughout his career. So Fury, he's a slick guy and a little bit dirty. But right now, he's done. Right now, he's just fighting because he's addicted to the spotlight. This happens when you're dealing with these elite champions. They never want to let it go. But Father Time is undefeated. But y'all let me know what y'all think.